Hi, everyone. Summer's coming to a close, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to take a look at where the user interface is and where it's going. And here we go. We've been really busy in user interface land. Over the past few months, the UI team has been working with the engineers to go over the effort of basically separating every single thing you see on screen out into its own module. Before, when we built the combat HUD, everything was combined into one master object. So you really couldn't manipulate these health bars or the food meter without also affecting other things on screen that a lot of times aren't even related. They just happen to embody the same grouped object. So what we've done is we've gone through the effort of breaking every single piece out into its own module. So, for instance, the food meter now is its own thing. The health meters are their own thing. Grouping meter, compass, etc. Now, the greater impact that that's going to have on the future means that this really does allow us to move forward with our efforts to do user customized layouts. So this is something that we've been playing around with since the beginning. It's something that we know is a huge requirement for a game like this. And we are finally now getting to where we're on track to put this in your hands very, very soon. So here I am kind of messing around, and now I have a HUD layout that puts a lot more of the character-specific information around the character, and I think that's a cool way to play. So pretty soon, people will be able to experiment with this. So if you noticed, I actually moved around a new module that you may not have seen before, this little guy right here. That's our durability HUD. So it is a approximation of your equipment screen layout, and this will change per archetype based on your equipment slots. And what it'll do is it will show up as soon as any piece of your gear that's equipped starts to lose its durability and gets close to breaking. So that's a new feature that we're adding to the game very soon, is equipment durability. And another thing here is a harvesting HUD. So very soon you're going to be able to go inside of the game and pull out harvesting tools to harvest nodes like stone and wood. And each one of those tools has its own feedback in the HUD. So when you have this thing out, your little harvesting tool will come out. And then as your harvesting capabilities start to decline and decay, this little guy will start to decrement and then give you the clear feedback that, oh, you're about to be unable to harvest, etc. So we're still designing that system, but you will have a little module on your screen that you can manipulate once that goes online. One of the things that we've had pretty big constructive feedback on since the beginning of Crowfall has been our chat system. So right now, I'm going to show you kind of the early stages of our redesign. So we're rebuilding our chat from the ground up to facilitate what it really needs to be in order to make our community happy and to be really useful. So we here's a pretty familiar layout. You've got your chat window and you've got your multi-tab interface, but what we're doing is we're letting you expand this to create new channels, to actually keep track of your friends that are playing in a friends list, and you have different actions that you can perform on anyone that you do have access to. And you can also open up the module to search for and add new friends. And so we're gonna expand this chat module as we go, but for now, just those few additions are going to really be a game changer for how people communicate and keep track of their friends and guildmates inside of the game. So that's going to be a really exciting addition when it goes online. So a second ago, I was showing you the durability meter, and anyone who's savvy knows that in the past, we've actually grouped up the knight's sword and shield into one piece of equipment in one equipment slot. Well, moving forward, we're actually breaking that out so that those two things can be managed separately. So now in this equipment layout, you've got your primary weapon and you've got your secondary, could be a weapon, could be a shield. So if this was a legionnaire, the legionnaire would also have a polearm slot as well as a shield slot. What you also might notice is we are adding a cloak slot for certain archetypes, such as the knight, the Ganetian, and I believe the ranger. And for now, they're going to be cosmetic only, so they won't have any armor or strength stat increases. But as everything, that's subject to change. And I suppose one last little bit that we can look at before we wrap up is the improvements we've been making to the overall skill progression. Skills and the skill trees are the metagame that we hope people really, really get into. This is where you start to specialize and start to decide how you want to play Crowfall and how you're going to, how you're going to progress through the different areas of the game. And so what we've done is we've tried to organize all of our skill trees in a much more intuitive way where, you're going down these specific tracks and you're making these kind of high-level decisions before you actually go into the individual trees. And then from here, you would go into the skill trees. And we're still updating these visuals, but every single pass we make is one step closer to this module being ship ready. And that's super exciting because as soon as we have one module that's ready to go, it becomes the bar and we kind of know how much further we have to take everything else. And so we're really proud of the updates we've been making to the skill trees. And I'd say keep your eyes peeled for little bells and whistles that we're going to keep adding as we go. So we're definitely moving into fall and winter with a lot of other cool stuff that's going to be non-HUD related. But for now, hopefully the little things that we're adding to this are really exciting, especially player customization. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.